The foundation of every good macaron is a stable meringue. Let's go through this process together step by step. Start by making sure your bowl and whisk are clean and free of any oil residue. Even the smallest amount of water or oil can deflate your meringue. I like to wipe everything down with vinegar before I start. Some recipes will tell you to dry out your egg whites or age your egg whites in the fridge for a day or two before using them. I don't think that this is a necessary step, and I never do it. A lot of people ask if they can use the pasteurized egg whites from a carton. I can't really speak to this because I haven't done it. Some people say that they do it and it works for them. But if it's your first time making macarons, I recommend using fresh egg whites because pasteurized egg whites are less stable and you want to really set yourself up for success if you are just learning. Right now, I have my KitchenAid going on number 2 speed, which is a low speed. I'm going to let this mix for 5 to 10 minutes. This is 4 egg whites, and I want you to keep in mind that if you are doing a smaller batch, you will likely have to turn your mixer speed up a little higher in order to reach that frothy stage that we're looking for before we add our sugar. And the reason is because the less volume of egg whites you have in your bowl, the less of your whisk that is touching those egg whites and creating air in them. So for smaller batches, it's actually going to take longer to get to the stage that you're looking for. So if you've got it going for, 5 to 10 minutes and you're not seeing the layer of small frothy bubbles on top, go ahead and just turn up the speed to a number 4, just one notch higher. And after just a few seconds of that, you should start to see results. You can use a little bit of cream of tartar if you would like to increase the stability of your egg whites. I don't use cream of tartar because I add egg white powder to the sugar that I'm going to be adding into my meringue, and that acts as a stabilizer. So I don't really feel the need to add both. But if you don't have access to dried egg white powder, then I do think adding some cream of tartar around this stage is probably a good idea. Once you see this layer of frothy bubbles, you know that it's time to move on to the next step. I'm using powdered colors instead of gel colors today. So at this stage, I'm going to go ahead and add my powder colors. These are from Sugar Art. I'm going to add a little bit of pink and a little bit of orange. And these just give a nice vibrant color, and they don't add any additional moisture to your macaron batter. If you're going to add gel colors, we're going to add those later, and I will let you know when. Never ever use an oil-based color in your macaron batter because you will just completely deflate your meringue and ruin all of your hard work. Now we're going to add in half of our granulated sugar. My granulated sugar also has the dried egg white powder mixed into it, but remember that's optional. And if you want to know the measurements for my recipe, check out the pinned video on my page. I'm not going to be talking about my recipe here. Mix in half of the sugar for about 2 minutes on the low speed. Another way you can do this is by leaving your mixer running on low speed and just add your sugar in like 1 tablespoon at a time, mixing for like 10 to 15 seconds in between additions. You just want to make sure you're not adding all of the sugar at once. After 2 minutes, I add in the rest of my sugar and I will continue to mix on low speed for about 30 seconds. And then I'm going to turn it up to the number 4 speed, so a medium low. And I'm going to leave it at that speed for 10 minutes. I'm just going to set a timer and walk away. This is what it looks like after 10 minutes. I would say that this is at a soft peak stage. So we've made a lot of progress, but we aren't quite where we want to be yet. You can see when I lift up the whisk that the meringue has kind of a droopy peak. It's not sticking straight up. And also there aren't any sharp edges on the meringue that is stuck to the whisk. That's another thing that I look for. And you'll see that when we get to the stiff peak stage. We just aren't there yet. So I'm going to keep whisking. I'm going to actually turn up the speed now to speed 6 or a medium high speed. And I'm going to do that for about 3 minutes. You might have to make adjustments to how long you whisk at this speed depending on the size of your batch. If you're wondering when I'm going to add flavoring to this batch, the answer is never. I don't add any liquid flavorings in the form of extracts or emulsions because it adds extra moisture to your batter and it makes it hard to get consistent results. I get all of the flavoring in my macarons from the filling. You might notice that a large amount of your meringue is starting to ball up inside of your whisk, and that's a good sign. So after 3 minutes, this is what my meringue looks like. I'm going to swirl my whisk around the bowl and lift it up. And what you're looking for are these sharp ridges that you can see in the meringue that's stuck to the whisk right here. You can also look for stiff peaks in the meringue that's left in the bowl. Here is one more view of what that meringue should look like. Watch the full macaron tutorial on my page to get my recipe, and you can also check out some other detailed videos that I've posted recently about how to do the macaronage process and how to pipe the macarons. Please let me know if you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching. Bye!